All right, we're here in the backyard there. This Caribbean brunch going on. Of course, the poets are here, the authors are here, the artists are here. Everybody seems to be here, of course, promoting their stuff there at this Caribbean brunch. We're talking now to Miss Sarah?
Yes, Rosalind Severin McClean.
All right.
Yeah.
So why are you here?
Oh, I'm here to promote my work.
Okay.
You know, I have two books, Oceans of Thoughts, book 1 and book 2.
Oceans of Thoughts.
Oceans of Thoughts.
Okay.
That's the title of the books, the book series. And I've come here to promote my work and to join in the fun of the Caribbean, Dominican, promotion.
Tell us a little about the Oceans of Thoughts, first one.
Oceans of Thoughts, book 1. These are life experiences, my life experiences. Okay. And what I've done is write these experiences, journey through poetry. I have, tried to reach the reader, because my work touches to the core. Okay. Right? Oceans of Thoughts, book 1, I have dedicated it to my sister Yvonne, who passed away. So, like quarter of the book is focused on her and her memory and the transition and about, And I've gone into, had different genres in that book. There's some social studies in there, some history in there. I wrote about Dominica. I have on Dominica, on sisters' relationships, and I also have a series on the convent prep school. Okay. That's the days of the old academy back in 1958, 59, going all the way up in the 60s to the convent small school. Mm-hmm. So I have that journey, both in the first book. Okay. Oceans of Thoughts, book 2, has a different focus. The focus is on the band. I have written quite a full series of the journey of the band, the Missing Dimensions band in Dominica. Okay. That was that's the focus in Dominica.
And your second book?
The second book is Oceans of Thoughts, book 2.
But you did say earlier when we spoke that you feature the band, the first women's band in Dominica. Tell us about that a little bit.
Yes. Our band was called the Missing Dimensions.
Missing Dimensions.
Missing, MISSIN, apostrophe.
Right. Okay.
Dimensions. Okay. The band was formed in 1971. Mm-hmm. Actually started playing acoustic guitar, for the Dr. Waters Choir. Back in the days, they had this all-stars of the 50s in my mother's age group. And I played for, I think he had a series in 1 year. He had his concerts at St. George's Hall. So I played guitar for them. And when he asked me again, that was back in 1971, Jennifer Fadell Johnson had come back from Geneva. So I asked him, I said, well, why don't they call Jennifer? I was quite young. I was about probably 14, 15, not young age. And then we played as a duo. And that's how the Missing Dimensions band started.
Right. Why the Missing Dimension?
We named the Missing Dimensions among us girls. It was Anola Williams, Shillingford, married to Kenrick Shillingford, Jennifer Fadell Johnson, Ella Butler, Jean Monroe, who has passed on, and myself. We are the core of the Missing Dimensions band. Mm-hmm. And during the course of time, we added other vocals like Cecilia Piper. We added Royette Valmore, and even Rose Keynes. Rose Keynes started with us when we made the band as the Convent High School band. Okay. Before we named it Missing Dimensions, Rose Keynes sang with us. Because we played at that time in the parish hall for the different shows, even at SMA. Okay. SMA used to have the fair, SMA fair. Mm. And those who would remember back then, we played at the SMA for St. Mary's Academy. We played for their fair festival. So we did play quite a few places at the St. George's Hall as well. Yeah. And the Missing Dimensions band was named after we were kicked out of Convent High School band. Yes, because we started the Convent High School band, as I mentioned, and we were only because we were not allowed to play pop music. Sister Jose at the time, the principal of Convent High School, said we could play, but we had to play the holy songs, "Oh Happy Day" and these holy songs. And one day we decided, us girls saw the instruments in the Convent High School hall. Right. That's at the back, in the hall, and we started playing "Hang on Snoopy." And Sister Jose happened to pass, and she heard us. and that was it. You know,
That's
she gave
it.
her, that was it.
That's it.
So
nothing like that in Catholic school.
Nothing like that in Catholic school. So we had to, you know, we couldn't play anymore.
Okay.
And I remember Mrs. Fadell at the time, she was quite annoyed that sister stopped us from playing. But that didn't stop us girls. You know, it was an older, Jean, Ella, Jennifer, and I. We decided we're going to continue. And we had Liquid Eyes and members, and was Jennifer's brothers in Liquid Eyes, and other bands in Dominica at that time, because Dominica was loaded with bands and instruments and music. And we had to ask the other guys whether we could practice on their instruments. That was a journey. That was a
really?
Because those guys didn't want us to play on the instruments.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a thing where we were bending the egos of the male, you know. It's only boys that are playing and teenage boys that have all the bands, and every time you go to the band house, it's guys and guys. Well, guess what? The band house had girls, and we were all girl band. The only one in Dominica
a
up
new
to today.
thing in the 70s, early 70s.
That was a new thing in the 70s. And we were the only all-girl band in the entire Caribbean. At that time, maybe in the world, because we never heard of any band playing on instruments of an all-girl group. There were singing groups, like the Andrews Sisters and some other groups in Trinidad. There were other groups.
Right.
But as far as an instrument band playing pop music, we have a little girl spinning in the air. She doesn't want to go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So you had women playing instruments.
Women playing instruments. I played the rhythm guitar and the keyboards. Back then we called it the organ. I played the keyboards because I wrote music.
Right.
So I played the keyboard. Jennifer Fidel Johnson played lead guitar. Nola Williams played the bass guitar. And Nola sang, she was the lead singer. Ella Butler played the drums, and she was the best drummer. She was the only girl, female drummer at that time, and Ella was very good. I think she can still play. And then we had Jean Monroe played the bongos. So we had a full band. And when Coco came on, Cecilia Piper, she played the organ, the keyboards, and she sang, but we used to alternate. But I played both for different songs. One song I'll play the keyboard, another song I play the guitar, or I play both. You know, depending on what part of the song it is, I'll jump onto the organ because I have the guitar on me, and you know.
Right.
So this is what we did, and we had a lot of help from the band members, different bands, although they didn't want us to play on the instruments, but after a while they started sinking into us. They realized, well, these girls are serious. And we got help at the cave. I don't know if the cave is still there in Dominica, but the cave used to be next to the bayfront.
Okay.
Right, and the guys, the Every Mother's Child band used to play in that, practice in that cave. The guys like those Casimir guys, and you had guys like Albie Frampton, and these were the guys in those days, Oliver Cruikshank, Ormond Chalmers. These are the guys in those days on that particular band, Every Mother's Child. We used to go there and practice. They allowed us to come and practice in the cave. So we did that. We practiced with Liquid Eyes.
Right.
We practiced on naked feet instruments down in the banana shed. They had a banana in the banana shed in Fonkole. That's where they kept their instruments.
How did you get there?
Well, Nola Williams, she knew the foreman of that estate, of that banana shed area, because that foreman was friends, I think, with her father, Hiram Williams.
Okay.
So I think that is how we end up going there. We followed her. We needed a place to practice. We couldn't get instruments, and we were looking for instruments, and she knew the guy, whatever. And we followed her one day to this place. Don't know where we go in, but we went, and there it was, this big thing. And when they opened it, instruments. So, and the guy, the foreman, he had to set up the instruments, plug it in and tune it up and stuff. And we were able to get a practice. So we got a few practices there in the band house.
But it was challenging days for you because it was all male groups at that time.
Yes. It was really a journey, a challenge and a journey. But we did it. We did not let anything stop us. We did not let these egoistic behaviors. And remember, the guys were all teenagers like us. So although they gave us a hard time, but we were all friends. We were all school friends. We all knew one another. And we were all the same age age group. So it was like, you know, it was challenging, but we did it. We got Swinging Stars helped us. Swinging Stars allowed us to practice on their instruments as well.
Okay.
Because 1970, yes, and we were able to play as a guest performer, guest artist at the Cicero Hotel in 1974, Sam de Night. And we did play as guests also at Grotto in 1974, the Swinging Stars. So we did that. Also, I don't know if you remember Wooden Stools band. In those days it was Cedric Rock and Brian Rock and those guys, even Vivian Wallace and those guys. Right. They helped us to practice on their instruments as well. So we had, although it was a challenge, and when we would go, they would tell us we're not ready or they're practicing, we cannot get the practice, and this back and forth thing would happen. But in the end, we still prospered. We did it.
What was the response though from the fans, if you will, at that time? All-women band, you know?
They were fascinated. I'm telling you this, they were very fascinated to see what we were doing and how we did it. And there were also visitors coming to the island, tourists. And sometimes we were playing somewhere and the tourists are there. And they were fascinated, they want to interview us. We wanted the Radio Jumbo from Martinique or Guadeloupe. Right. They wanted to interview us back then. We had people wanting to, Antigua wanted to interview us, and Lucia. We had different people hearing about us, hearing us as well, and wanting to interview the band. You know, it was so much so that we would be playing for like in Grotto or in Cicero, and people were just staring at us like, you know, it's like, why aren't you dancing? We're playing good music. We're playing pop music.
They're in awe.
In awe, definitely, yeah. We also played, one of our big gigs was at the Arawak Cinema, 1974 for the Queen Show and also the Princess Show. We had them on their feet. Yeah, so we really did it in Dominica for the band.
But the sad thing though, I find, I mean, at the time, maybe we didn't have recording studios like before, but you know, we would have liked to hear something from you.
Yes. Everyone is asking me. Other people are interviewing me on the band, and that's the same thing that they say. But unfortunately, back then in the 70s, there were no cell phones to record. There was no recordings. No one took us seriously enough to want to record us. You know, it was like, although Radio Dominica at the time, they interviewed us as well, but we never really got. I am not sure. I will say this much. There was a time when I think Dominica radio station was recording the different shows for Carnival and so, and we played for 1974 Queen Show. So there may be a recording in some archive of the band.
Maybe we should find out.
This is one thing Jennifer and I were saying, that we have to ask Dennis Joseph or whoever at that time if they could find something. But as far as recordings, we didn't have anything. The only thing we have is pictures, and a few pictures and the memories. That's
some of the pictures are in the book, right?
In the book, the Ocean of Thoughts book too. Oh. That's why I wrote it. And Jennifer and I put our heads together. I said, no, we have to write that memory, and to keep the memory going, and to keep it for the youth to know, and hopefully the schools in Dominica, or schools anywhere, would pick up that literature and that history and go through it. Because we, at that time, we were motivated with ourselves. We did not wait anyone to tell us what to do, give us music, because I wrote the chords for that music, for all the music we played. We didn't have any music sheets to say, well, someone gave us a music sheet. No, I was the music sheet. Right. And DBS and Radio Antilles, Radio St. Kitts, these different radio stations, we listen to them and get the music from them. You know, to listen to the music. So we actually played by what we could hear. You know, even the words of the music too. We didn't have words, anything. We sometimes were singing wrong words, but we sang.
You sat by the radio and just...
We sat by the radio and we wrote down whatever words we could get, and write down whatever tune we could listen to, and then we went to the piano. I would go to the piano, make up the chords, take it to the band, take it to the girls, and that's how we went through. We lasted about 7 years.
You lasted a long time.
We lasted a long time. We played and lasted a long time. The band broke up after the girls were traveling. Anola went to England, Jennifer went to the States, so people were traveling, you know, back like 1975, 76, people were traveling. And one of the things we also did, we played on Swinging Stars truck for Carnival. Oh, those were the days on the truck. I was on the truck sitting next to Pembo. Everyone, Pembo wouldn't allow you to. Yes, he did. I sat on the same stool as him, playing on his organ, vamping on his the calypsos and stuff. Ella was banging on the drums, whoever was there, and we did. Listen, I mentioned that we had the street flow steering. who are those girls? I say, yeah, it was us.
Interesting history there about this women's band. Coming back to the activity here in Brooklyn, there in the backyard, what do you think of this Caribbean brunch and the people coming together? I think this is so beautiful. I think Dominicans need this, and it's well put together by Dr. Dangaben. I think it's absolutely phenomenal for this to go on. It's about the third one he's had, and I am happy to be a part of it. You know, everyone bringing their products together, everyone socializing, everyone supporting one another, because we're each buying each other's product, you know, and talking about it, getting the full history. So I think it's a very good thing, and that should continue. I would hope Dominica could do something like that. I'm not sure what they do, but I think this is very good. One of the challenges I see there, I mean, I hear doing several interviews this afternoon, because I think it's kind of difficult or challenging, or even, you know, I'm asking the question there, why are Dominicans not coming together more regularly than this? I guess it's choice. I guess people have their own choice as to what they want to do. And when I see the Jamaicans and Trinidadians coming together, why not Dominica? Because this is how Dominican people are. And that is the truth of the whole factor. Dominican people, some of them, they rather support another island or other people than their own. Some of them. Some of them will support one another. Some of them will see the good in one another, and some of them won't. You know, so it's a matter of their choice. I think that's just what it is. So we need to come together more regularly. We need to come together more regularly. We need to support one another more regularly. We need to see each other's worth and each other's positive, you know, more regularly. And that's about it. It's in this big country, like you always say, you can't tell people what to do, but it's a mindset. It's a mindset. I try to support as much as I can, if you know, events like this, once I can get to it. Well, of course, it's a big country. People live far from one another, so it might be difficult to get to the places, and there are many other places to go to. So other people, but I just think it's a matter of choice. People choose not to come, or people choose to come. You know. Again, it should be encouraged. It should be encouraged, and this is a good turnout here. I'm very happy with the turnout. I'm very pleased to be here. I think it's a blessing. You know, we meet. You know, look, I'm having an interview with you after so long. After trying to for how long? Yeah, I know. I'm getting an interview. We had a short interview some time ago. Yes, some years ago. Time. So right now I'll be getting the chance to expose Oceans of Thoughts. I'm also a cultural artist. I do cultural dance ballet. I've been dancing ballet in New York since 1978. Yes. Wow. Yes, I've been dancing ballet and promoting Dominica for many years, decades. And Dominicans already know. Some people do. And some people try to forget. But the DADA, the Dominica Association, I've been dancing ballet for them since 1979. Wow. Yes, I used to dance solo, I dance with a partner, and I dance with a group. I have my own dance group, Rosalind Ballet. Wow. I brought on children, boys, girls, and men, women in my dance group, and we traveled to different areas in New York, performing for many politicians in New York. Wow. Yeah, we did a lot. You know, I'm promoting Dominica, and so I've been doing that. I mean, most times when I go anywhere, perform, I usually wear the costumes for the Rosa Dancing Ballet. Okay. Yeah. On my YouTube for Oceans of Thoughts, one would see my dress. Okay. Most of the time, I'm wearing the cultural wear to promote. I'm promoting Dominica as well as promoting my work. So that's, you know, I'm promoting my group too, Rosa Dancing Ballet. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Matt. I'm very happy. We'll see you again sometime, I'm sure. Yes. Activity. Thank you so much for the interview. I'm very elated that you're able to interview me. Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.